Now let's look at West Africa, at the nation of Mali. For a week now, the country has been celebrating a victory against separatist militants and against terror groups. Last week, Mali's ruling military junta struck a blow. They captured the town of Kidal. It's a regional capital, home to about 25,000 people. It was in separatist hands for almost 7 years. Mali's military had no control there for 7 long years. The government had only symbolic presence. But now, Mali is back in charge, and the people in the capital, Bamako, are celebrating. They're being encouraged by the ruling junta in a simple but effective way, using subsidized football tickets. Our next report explains.
The citizens of Mali are ecstatic. Over the past week, they've been celebrating with song and dance on the streets of the capital, Bamako. Last Tuesday, Mali's ruling junta achieved a massive victory. They captured the rebel stronghold of Kidal, far in the northeast of Mali. After 7 years, Kidal is back under Bamako's control, and Mali's junta is fueling the celebrations. How? By providing cheap football tickets. Mali is fighting to qualify for the 2026 FIFA World Cup. It had a match on Saturday against neighboring Chad. Mali is also playing against the Central African Republic. The junta has cut ticket prices by half for both the matches, and the people love it.
You know, loving a country means loving everything. Whether it's the army, the Eagles of Mali, or any other symbol of the Republic, you can't help but love it. So the army's victory after more than a decade of occupation of the Kidal region was like a push to enable people today to come and support the Eagles, who are going to give us another victory.
Yesterday, the Cadet Eagles won 1-5, and today, the Senior Eagles are playing Chad. The same Chad that rallied behind MINUSMA against Mali in Kidal. God willing, we have them on a golden platter. We are going to beat them on the pitch, just as we did so well in Kidal.
Mali did indeed get another victory. They beat Chad 3-1 in Saturday's qualifier, and that had special meaning to some junta supporters, people who associate Chad with the UN. The junta's victory in Kidal wasn't just seen as a blow to separatists, but also to the UN and France. To understand this, we need to take a deeper look at Mali's situation. The country has been struggling with insurgency for years. On the one hand, you have the separatists, the Tuareg people who wanted to carve out a new country in the north. Their uprising in 2012 had side effects: the emergence of terror groups in Mali, groups aligned with the Al-Qaeda and ISIS. These groups became active in northern Mali about a decade ago and continue their activities in the region. All three factions, Mali's government, the separatists and the terror groups, wanted control of Kidal, and Mali's government has been on the back foot for most of the last decade. In 2014, they lost complete control of Kidal, and Mali partially blames this on the intervention by the UN and the French. A UN mission to help stabilize northern Mali was formed in 2013. It's known by the acronym MINUSMA. France and the UN sent troops to northern Mali, and they've been patrolling the area for years, almost maintaining the status quo. But Mali had had enough. It saw a coup in 2020 and again in 2021, and ever since it's been on a warpath against France and the UN. France ended its joint missions with Mali in 2021, and Mali's junta asked the UN forces to leave this year, which is what triggered the capture of Kidal. The UN forces had bases in the region. When they withdrew on October 31st, the separatists were the first to act. They captured the abandoned MINUSMA bases in Kidal. But Mali's military was ready. They moved their forces in as well. And after 2 weeks of intense fighting, they recaptured Kidal last Tuesday, starting off this wave of celebrations.
The fact that the army has been able to recapture Kidal is an immense joy. This is just the beginning. We're going to flush them out and take back the whole of Mali.
The people are celebrating, egged on by the junta and their cheap football tickets. But the real question is this a turning point for Mali in its fight against insurgency? We'll find out in the days to come.